No matter the weather, Alexandria Emergency Hospital is always here for you. Rain or shine, our doors are open 24/7 to provide the care you and your loved ones need fast. Every second counts, and Alexandria Emergency Hospital is here to help you through any storm.
In the event of a water damage emergency, call PuroClean of Cenla.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is raining down in Northeast Beauregard Parish. I was watching the shelf cloud kind of approach, and just a little too late to get that view in there, but heavy rain now falling there between Sugartown and DeRidder, and it looks like that is going to be pushing up toward the northeast. Looking out from Alexandria, we don't have the rain falling here yet, but you can just see those clouds kind of rolling in, and it looks like it is going to be a day like yesterday where we get a pretty good wave of rainfall. You know, in town, we didn't get a ton yesterday, but I know some of you obviously did, and we had a few warnings out there. But for today, I expect kind of a similar thing, but it's just going to start a little bit earlier because we're seeing the rain now. That is the big picture showing that disturbance out over Texas. Some flood warnings, some significant flooding yesterday up around Marshall, Texas and into Shreveport, and then down to the southwest now from Victoria back through San Antonio, Texas, seeing some flooding also between Waco and Lufkin out there in east central Texas, seeing flood warnings going on right now. Let's go ahead, and I like to go in sometimes, take a look at that analysis, which is just that's my button I click to get into the smaller scale radar here. And this is our local radar. You can see some heavy rain, some thunderstorms, get there, Nick, from Silsbee down toward Beaumont and Port Arthur. These are going to continue on toward the northeast. And as we get a little more instability today, we're going to see more storms firing. We're already actually seeing that down around Lake Charles with that special weather statement. Let's throw on the lightning, see what we've got going there. And yes, those storms in southeast Texas are packed with lightning. We've had in the last 15 minutes 924 strikes, and you can see that number was trending up and then it just kind of jumped down. I guess that's because our cell here in East Texas has weakened a bit, but that line coming out of Southeast Texas looks pretty rough right now, and we'll be keeping an eye on that. We could see a severe storm out of this. I think mainly our threat is going to be for some isolated damaging wind today, not a real good setup for hail or anything like that. Mid to upper 70s statewide until you head down toward Houma and New Orleans, where it's a disgusting 86 at 9 a.m. That's crazy. It is too warm. So southerly winds today gusting 10, 20 miles per hour. But when those storms do move through, you can see those gusts pop up to around 40. That's kind of widespread. I think we'll see like 35 to 45 mile per hour gusts. And then we're going to see some of those isolated areas possibly gusting up to 60, which would qualify as a severe storm. Mid 80s by 1 o'clock. And, you know, that's depending on exactly where you are. I think once those storms start up, it's going to cool probably back into the 70s, but we'll just knock it down a few degrees because we're kind of averaging things out across the area. Looks like about 81 at 4 p.m. with widespread storms. And here you go, Futurecast HRRR model. Good morning, everyone. I see the good mornings there. How you doing? There you go. Showers and storms through about 5 o'clock. Then things clear out. Then comes another wave. Again, we just keep doing this way because that system out in Texas is just going to keep pushing little pieces of energy through, and you don't need much this time of year with all this moisture and instability to create storms. And we're going to see that again tomorrow, and then we're going to do it again on Saturday. There you go. There it is right there. You can see right at the end of this, storms light up on Saturday morning. Now, the fortunate thing is here, low-level wind shear is pretty weak. Now, I showed a pretty cool thing yesterday. I'll tell you, I'm a little offended. I didn't get the views that I want. I usually don't care about views or anything, but man, I posted a cool thing about Kelvin Helmholtz wave, like the speed shear in clouds, and you could see them rolling and everything. Go back and watch that reel. It's 2 reels ago, and it was really neat, I thought. And you can see the clouds just kind of rolling and waving and cresting, and then when they crest over the top and that downward motion takes over, they dissipate. I think that's neat stuff. I don't know how I got into that, but there you go. So flash flood risk for today, slight risk west of a Monroe to DeVille to, let's just call it a Lafayette line there. That is going to be where we have the higher chance to see some flooding rainfall. Tomorrow, a marginal risk for flash flooding, and I think we are going to see that just kind of continue until this really starts to break up, which I don't see a scenario where this really breaks up anytime soon. So for the next couple of days, the GFS keeps some more organized showers and storms in the area. Maybe we lose a little bit of organization as we get through the weekend, but I'm just going to let this play out here into early next week. That's our main hope, to see things just kind of return to scattered. There's the GFS generating a hurricane like it always does. Don't worry about that. It's going to do that all summer. So we'll be diagnosing when those actually happen. But these thunderstorms out here, marginal risk for severe weather today for us, for Atlanta, and then up to the northwest from Minneapolis to Denver out in the high plains. They're going to see that threat. And then tomorrow, we don't have a marginal risk, but we've pretty much seen every day we get that on day one. So I expect at least some chance for an isolated severe storm. And yeah, it looks like more rain now. It looks like this is going to continue on a little longer, at least the more concentrated rainfall. So we're going to go 1 to 3 inches with isolated higher totals. And as I said, we already have some flood warnings going on across parts of the area, especially west of us. So I think we're going to see more of that. Now, temperatures on the positive side are a little cooler, mid to upper 80s through Monday. Then as we lose a little bit of rain coverage, we're going to go into the low 90s to start next week, Tuesday and Wednesday. And then I think June 20th to the 26th, more traditional summer. We're going to see temperatures coming up a bit, and we are going to see those rain chances sticking around, albeit scattered. It's going to be more like what we're seeing toward the end of that 7-day with like a 30 to 50% coverage for the rain showers and thunderstorms. So that's kind of what we're looking at now. Let's take a peek back at radar real quick, and then I'll let you roll on here. But if you are just tuning in, there's the shower and thunderstorm activity. Already some rumbles from Sabine Parish down through Vernon and Beauregard. There's another storm coming out of Calcasieu Parish, and this band right here is going to shove on toward the northeast. That's going to move across the area, give us some heavy rainfall for today, and at least a low-end threat for severe weather. I'll see you later. Oh, 176 of you. You guys care about your weather today. I will be live if we need it, if we have any widespread warnings. If we get a one-off severe thunderstorm warning where it's like an isolated wind threat, we're not going to go live every time for that, but occasionally you'll see us pop on and say hi in those scenarios. But typically we are here for the bigger stuff on that. I think you can handle it. If a severe thunderstorm warning is issued for your parish, I don't need to stay live for an hour and tell you that it might get windy. But it's always fun to hang out. All right, I'm going to get out of here for today. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Again, hopefully I don't have to see you today because that would mean we have a warning worth talking about. I will see you at some point in the near future.